Hi, welcome to Triathletes in Motion YouTube channel. I'm Mark Evans. Go ahead to the About section if you want to read more about this book and about what this channel is about, or take a look at our introductory video. Essentially, these are principles of coaching, the foundations of training, and I feel that they are useful for all levels of athletes and coaches. Today is going to be the introductory video that we talk about in Chapter 8 for running. And running is probably the most benefited sport in triathlon and or single sport running, of course, where the assessment of movement, balance, flexibility, joint mobility, and stability will lend the greatest amount of efficiency and impact to your running. You know, body's reactions to inefficient motions are wasted energy, and each person can benefit from an individual assessment. Go back to Chapter 1. The principle of individualization is no more important than in running. The forces, the demands, the fatigue, because it's at the end of a triathlon, absolutely require that you have the stability, the mobility, and the flexibility, the posture that's the foundation of your running as your core foundation. And what I've noticed, and as a coach, and this would be kind of a side principle, but if you're going to a track workout or going to a clinic and the coach puts you through drills, yet you haven't assessed the underlying mobility, flexibility, stability, and you don't have at least one or two individual corrective exercises for you, then all of those drills and techniques are probably going to be less effective than if you couple them with individualized mobility, stability, and flexibility. Now, we look at the deep core muscles of the pelvis and the torso in Chapter 5, how to make those assessments and which of those muscles are the most important for delivering optimal postures, or what I call loading and unloading. So what you do is you're actually loading energy into that deeper core, and then you're transferring it to the limbs. So that's what you're seeing. If I watch perhaps an ITU Olympic level race, what you look at between the first place runners, women or men, and the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 10th, you'll see that there's a little bit less stability in and around the impact zone time. You have to have an assessment. You have to use those corrective exercises that are made just for you, whether it's flexibility or stability and or mobility exercises. You know, just as an aside, I was at a clinic with a world-class running coach, and there was exercises being delivered. And one individual was so flexible that it was clear to me that she was what we call hypermobile, beyond the range of normal stretch and reflex. So it was important, as I was working another part of the clinic, for me to work with the coach and help him educate people on hypermobility, having too much flexibility. So there's a great example of why individual assessment is so important. Now, the depth of the book is pretty extensive, but if you can just pick one thing or two things for yourself, you're going to be a much better runner and a much more efficient runner. And you're going to be able to do the things that your coach asks you to do in terms of technique and or speed training. I'm Mark Evans, and thanks a lot for watching, liking, and sharing this video.